What is up, my friends? Happy Bones community. Thank you for joining. My name is Kayleen Joseph. I'm a manual osteopath, and I am here to show you today some exercises that help with any wrist or finger pain you may be experiencing, and it could be related to carpal tunnel. So this is great if you have carpal tunnel. And if you're unsure of what carpal tunnel is related to a nerve called the median nerve that gets compressed. Often desk workers, gamers experience this compression of that nerve, which causes pain and numbness in the fingertips, and sometimes it extends throughout the forearms. It's no fun. Carpal tunnel is no fun. So essentially it's nerve related. So what we want to do is we want to aim to keep all the carpals nice and spacious and feeling good in our hands and our wrists. So we're going to go through a couple of different exercises. Like I said, give them a try. Let me know how it goes, and let's hop to it. All right, so our first stretch that we're going to go through, I'm going to call it A and B because there's sort of two parts to it, two opposite stretches. So the first one we're going to go into is a wrist flexion stretch. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your hand out in front of you as if you are telling somebody to stop. Stop the wrist pain. So we look like this, okay? And from here, we're going into flexion, which means the fingers are going to point downward as well as the thumb, and you're going to grab on to the palm of the hand that you are stretching, and you're going to gently pull the fingers and the knuckles and your thumb in towards your body. So this is what we're looking like from the side, and you're going to start to feel a nice big sort of stretch and opening in the top of your wrist where the wrist sort of meets the back of the hand. So as per usual, you're going to hold this for about 30 seconds. I always suggest at least 30 seconds. If you can make it to 60, that's great. And if you need smaller increments and you need to take a break and give your wrist a shake, by all means do it. But the longer you hold it, the more the body has a chance to just settle into that movement or position and just breathe into it and open up and allow your body that space and that time to adjust. So holding on to that. And for the sake of this video, obviously, if I haven't said it already, I'm only going to do one side. So obviously you're going to work the affected side, but it's always nice to keep things even. So do stuff on both sides. And I'll avoid making an hour-and-a-half video on wrist stretching. So that was movement A, okay? So fingers pointing down, palm comes in towards you. Movement B is going to be wrist extension. So what is going to happen here is we come back to our stop wrist pain position, and we're going to grab the fingertips and the thumb, and we're going to pull them back towards our face. So again, from the side, this is what we look like, and you will start to feel the stretch on the bottom of the forearm where the wrist meets the palm of your hand, and it's just a nice opening feeling in that wrist area. So again, hold on to this for a couple seconds. If you need a break, come out, give your wrist a shake, and go back into it. Do it on the other side, and I'll meet you in there for the next stretch. All right, exercise number 2 is the reversed prayer. So what we're going to do is we're going to take both hands, okay? We're going to bring them out in front of us, and you are going to bring the back of both of the palms together so that they are touching, just like this. And from here, you're going to drop your elbows towards the floor, and you're going to start to feel a nice stretch, again, in the top of that wrist area, but pressing both palms in towards each other and pulling those elbows down, you'll feel a nice pull in the wrist area. This is a great one, and it's nice because you're doing both sides at the same time, so we can speed things up here. Holding on to this again for about 30 seconds, keep pressing in. Just be mindful of what you're feeling. Don't press too hard. Always listen to your body. And when you're ready, come on out. And I always find everything wrist related, you always need to kind of shake it out. Good. On to the next. Okay, the next stretch number 3. This is going to stretch the inside of your wrist just below your thumb, okay? So this is a really good one. Be gentle with this because you know, I've overstretched it before, so you really want to be able to listen to it. Definitely do it on both sides. This is really good too for people who may experience pain from de Quervain's. This is also a good one for you, but anyone with any kind of wrist pain, this is good. Okay, so palm facing out, arm is straight out in front of you, like so, okay? So what we're gonna do is we are going to fold our thumb in towards the palm and then fold the rest of the fingers over it. So you're making a fist with your thumb tucked into the middle of your fist. Then from here, what we're going to do is we're just going to slightly laterally shift our palm towards our pinky, which essentially is, if you're working your right side, you're going to shift your palm towards the left hand side. So basically we always want to come in towards the middle of the body. As you can see here, you're going to start to feel a nice big stretch here, burning sensation. For some of this one is a pretty intense one. So you can play with it by just going back and forth, or you can hold it for a little bit, play with both of those, whatever works for you. And then of course, give it a shake and repeat on the other side. Okay, stretch number 4. This is really one of my favorite stretches, only because of the name. It is called spiders doing push-ups on a mirror. I don't know who makes these names. I don't make the rules, but that's pretty great name, I think. Anywho, so take your fingertips and basically, you know, making an upside down triangle, bring the thumbs together and each fingertip touching its sister or brother fingertip on the other side. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to press the fingertips away from each other, and then we're going to bring them in close to each other. So in here, what you're mostly going to feel when we're pressing in, and I'll kind of show you the different angles of the palm, is the palms don't necessarily want to come in to touch flat like this. You still want to have some resistance, but mostly what we're going for is that resistance in the thumb and your index first finger. And while you're here, what you're going to feel is a really big stretch in between sort of that index finger and the thumb and into the wrist. And it's a really great way to kind of stretch through your fingertips. And basically, yeah, you just pretend your hand is a spider that's doing a push-up on a mirror, and you just go back and forth and stretch those fingertips out, basically. So you'll find your groove. As you play with this, sort of play with where you're pushing and how much pressure you're putting on, and you'll kind of feel what this does for your hands. So this is a really good alternative to like the traditional just pulling each fingertip down, which is still very good to do. So if this feels good for you, work through each fingertip, hold it for about 30 seconds, and move on to the next, and give your thumbs and each individual fingertip a good stretch. And there we have it, my friends. That is a video on how to stretch your wrists. So some good options there. Of course, make sure to check into the video that I did about releasing your hands with the gua sha. Really great stuff in there too. It would be great to combine these two as well if you're having a lot of forearm wrist issues. Put these together, make yourself feel awesome. Leave a comment below. Let me know how it goes. If you have any questions, please reach out. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I will see you next time.